Hello there, and welcome to 3Spoonies. We're your hosts, Karen, Claire, and Joe. This is episode 37.5, and we're discussing breaking down business jargon. Let's get into some questions.
I'm Jane, and I'm an osteopath of a very busy growing clinic. It's growing because I'm supported by the secret weapon for healthcare clinics, LiveLink Resource. They're brilliant. They do everything that a practice manager does, and more, but remotely. That's if I had the funds and space for a practice manager in my clinic, which I don't, as I use every bit of space for treatment. I didn't want to manage employees, and I certainly didn't want to pay the pension and the employer's NI and everything that involves. So I have a single invoice that's tax deductible every month, and that's it. Every day I go to the clinic and it's full. Any cancellations have been rebooked, all payments taken, and I'm ready to go. And the patients love the friendly LiveLink team, and I often get many compliments about how wonderful they are. I don't even have to think about emails, insurance, health codes and inquiries. That's all sorted seamlessly for me. LiveLink are the ambassadors for my clinic, my cheerleaders, my support when I need a bit of a boost. They always have my best interests at heart. And I have my life back to spend time with friends and family and do the things I love. The worry and stress have disappeared. I call them my secret weapon, and I'd like to keep them to myself. But they have so many talents, it would be rude not to share them with other osteopaths, physios, podiatrists and other practitioners. So I'll whisper their name. LiveLink Resource. Call them now.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
I'm Joe from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
And I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
And together we're 3Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. So we have some lovely questions from our community about jargon.
So, yes, it's me. Sorry, brain's gone dead. Died. I have some questions for us to answer. And yeah, so we have our first one from Tina, which is, why are we still using TLAs, three-letter acronyms? Didn't we all give them up in the 90s?
Is that what TLAs means? Because that's an acronym too.
Actually, it's an initialization. Sorry.
I mean, I know they're still used a lot.
Three's not too bad. It's when it's like 5 or 6 that do me in.
Oh, sometimes three's confusing enough.
Yeah.
I feel like three's enough in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, it was like the thing I came across the other day. It was asking for experience from NDEs in digital platforms. I'm like, near-death experience?
That's what I had in my head.
I could not for the life of me work out what it meant. It was 3 letters, but it was vague enough that I had literally no clue what it meant. And obviously no one else knew what it meant because no one had responded at all. Because they're like, I don't know what you mean. I'm scared.
Feels like for things like that, they should kind of put the full thing of what it is.
Yeah, just to clarify, if nothing else, especially if it is something that could mean something else. But
Did you ever find out what it meant?
no, literally no clue. I tried every possible variation I can think of to look for what it might mean. I just found lots of things that it could have been, but
So if anybody knows or thinks they know what it might be, do let us know in the comments. Because
it seemed to be sort of some sort of employee or something, like non-domestic employee, but literally no clue it was.
Is it NED or
NDE?
Nah, I'm saying I know what an NED is. Or NED, which is a non-executive director.
Maybe it was a typo and they're kicking themselves.
It could have been, and that's why they've got no.
Yeah, I mean, the closest I can find is near-death experience, and it's not letting me do anything else.
Well, there was like National Department of Education and
Oh yeah.
Employment and various other things, and it's like none of these make sense. It's yeah, we probably shouldn't still be. I mean, sometimes it does save time. Like if you are people who will work in the same industry and you do
But think about
know
your
what it
audience.
means.
Yeah, think about
Yeah,
and didn't we establish if you're going to use acronyms, the first time you use it, you put what it actually is in brackets?
yeah, just to clarify, because people may not know, and it's yeah, it's sometimes when people are speaking, they don't do that, or they'll assume everyone else knows, and it can be difficult to say, yeah, that thing you said 10 minutes ago, what was that?
But I need context for this.
Yeah, don't put people into that situation. That is awful. And yeah, there are times when it makes sense, or for tech type things, you know, if you don't have to say, you know, that big box with the light on the front that does the blinky thing that makes the thing work, you know, if there's a 3 letters for it that would explain it, that probably is better. Or sometimes, you know, some terms that might be a bit euphemistic if you don't want to use a term that might be upsetting or something in front of someone else. You know, there could be some logic for let's put it in a slightly different way that isn't going to upset people or be overheard by others, things like that. But yeah, it's not, I don't think it's great for clarity or understanding if people aren't able to follow the basics of what you're saying.
Um, so yeah, that is our opinion on that one. Our advice maybe on that one. The next one, as we talked about in our last episode, there was a certain things that made us twitch a bit. This just all makes me twitch. This is from Nick, and he says, at my workplace, people use really cutesy jargon like survey for service user or medis for medication. I find it quite inappropriate and patronizing. Should I go with the norms or bring it up? Bring it up. I used to work in hospitality. If somebody called me a survey, I'd be quite pissed off.
It's a bit close to skivvy.
It is really patronizing and
Yeah.
inappropriate. So yeah, bring
No,
it up.
yeah, I'd bring that up. Shut that down. That's horrible.
And medication, just call it meds. We don't need any extra words for it. Like,
Surely Medi's like that's longer. Call it meds.
yeah, call it,
Yeah, if I like
meds.
need meds so I can function, I don't need to be patronized and treated like a small child, to be honest.
I'm not a child. I'm not simple sometimes. Um, you know, but yeah, use proper words. We don't need to try and make them sound different for the sake of it. Like, we're
Yeah, I
not
think
idiots.
that's fair to bring up, especially if that is in front of actual service users. That's very
Could you imagine
unpleasant.
if like you went somewhere like to a restaurant and being served by someone or like to say Curry's PC World to get like buy something and you like, oh, let's go and find that survey over there. Makes it sound like they're your servant, which is really,
Yeah,
really
it,
inappropriate.
it is. It feels icky.
Yeah, it feels dirty.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is more sort of a health or support type thing as service users, as in like people who use the service. But again, I've heard that used in a euphemism that was basically it was used by sort of a mental health team, and they basically use the term service user to describe someone basically being a bit mental. So they go, oh, well, they're being a bit of a service user at the moment. And it's like, ah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
so unhelpful. And you've just replaced the word mental, which you've tried not to use, with service user. Like
Yeah.
there's no actual progress there.
No, it's the same. It just sounds worse for some reason.
Because it is worse.
Yeah.
It is worse. Um, and then we'll go on to our last one from Tam, who says, there's a term we use in work that is quite unfortunate. It makes sense where I work, but it means something that you might find on Urban Dictionary in other places. Other people will use it and have no idea. Can I bring it up without admitting I know what it means? I mean, I want to know what the term is now because
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of things that, like in plumbing, you'd have lots of things like nipples and flanges and all sorts. And, you know, there are things that in context completely make sense. But if you heard someone talking about it when you were walking past, you'd probably be quite confused.
Yeah, I mean, I'd sort of wonder where it was being used. If it was being used completely out of earshot of anybody wouldn't understand what it meant, fine. But otherwise, I'd bring it up that it could look bad on the company.
Yeah, I think if
Yeah,
that's the thing, like if people are down the pub talking about it later, and it's like some of these, there can be some terms and things like engineering that aren't necessarily politically correct. So I don't know if it's something that sounds like it's at least mildly illegal, or if it's just teehee, it says bottoms in it or something. I don't know, but I mean, you could possibly put it across that someone else has said that this means this to them. Or like
yeah,
if you have kids, that can be a great one. It's like, oh, my kid said that,
yeah,
at school they'd say this and it would mean this. Oh, isn't that funny, sort of thing, to introduce it. If it is something that's likely to be a problem, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably good advice. It's like gentle introduction.
just easy in the conversation. It's fine.
Yeah, I also want
Um,
to know what it is.
yeah,
But
I really want to know
yeah,
what it is now, and I'm resisting the urge to go and look on Urban Dictionary for all the slangs that mean something completely different. Um,
that could
I,
take quite a
You
while.
say you'll be there all day.
I'd be lost for a month probably. Um, I remember when that came out, and I spent it was just some of the words. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. It's quite entertaining how things change over time.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some terms that people will use. You think, oh, could you possibly rephrase that? That's
Yeah, but that is all of our questions. Um, so I'll pass back to Karen.
so. Thank you for joining us, 3Spoonies on Jargon. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments and any questions you have, especially if that question is what is the term, although you may have to be careful putting it on the comments. I don't know, but let's know because I am fascinated at this point. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a review. You can also buy us coffee if you like what we do. All the links will be in the show notes, and we'll see you next week for our next topic, dyslexia in business. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons.